Four more for phobia.
Very steady.
Ah.
The Daily Guide newspaper front page: Ghana, South Africa oppose COVID travel ban. The South African President Cyril Ramaphosa uh, paid a visit to Ghana, a 2 day visit really. Back when fierce NDC, Kevin Taylor. And this was the big revelation on Newsfile on Saturday when Alexander Apanyomaking made this revelation about the speaker fearing that Kevin Taylor was insulting him or would insult him, and the fact that some NDC persons were also insulting him. And because of that, he abandoned, very important work in Parliament.
Well, talking about Newsfile, it's important we hear some of the things that transpired on Newsfile on Saturday. We had, Apenyo Marking making that particular point. You also would hear from Sam George Nate, who is Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram Pram. Kofi Bentil was also there, all making comments about the e-levy. Let's listen.
And Kweku Bako.
And Kweku Bako Jr. as well.
We should include other e-transactions. Otherwise, it would seem as though we are simply targeting Momo users. As I mentioned, one of the canons of taxation is that the tax handler must be fair. It must not be seen to be targeting a group of people and leaving out others. Once that happens, those who have the ability to substitute the approach, and which people will do because there are other means, they will. And eventually, we may not even realize the 6.9 billion we plan to.
We were in Mr. Speaker's office as leadership, trying to fine-tune the best way to manage the floor for that afternoon. In the process, Mr. Speaker said, Kevin Taylor, there is a video that Kevin Taylor is insulting him, that he was supporting government to pass its budget. And his own people were insulting him. These were his words. So he suddenly gave up on the engagement that he was going to rope and get into the chamber. You've known me. I may make mistakes as a politician. I may misquote and all that. But on this occasion, please take my words. Mr. Speaker and I are very close. When we're backbenchers, we go to him for advice and all that. I am telling you that these were his words.
What form of shape. We believe that it should be suspended, and we believe that there should be better consultation with stakeholders and the country as a whole. At this point in time, it is not the way to go. And let's be clear, the NDC has a superior alternative. We have a digital economy on our mind, and we know how to tax it. France, India, Russia have done it. They have put the tax on businesses that benefit of the digital economy and not the persons who are the drivers of the digital economy. And so let me repeat without equivocation, and I say this after speaking with my leader, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, and the caucus, the NDC's position, we have absolutely no agreement. And let's be clear, Samson, it is not the position of the NDC or the minority to impose taxes. It is the duty of the NPP and which forms government. So when the Honorable Afenyo says this is NDC NPP, it is clear in the Constitution.
So what you are seeking is a reduction. What you are seeking is a reduction on the percentage.
A reduction to zero.
The truth of the matter is that Asiodus Nketiah's presence at the gallery was of no moment, no consequence. It could not be compared to ministers in the chamber. But I suspect, because they realized they didn't have the full complement of their numbers, they chose that route.
Strategy.
Yes, but it is not, you don't say that. You are telling me that the reason why you walked out was because Asiodus Nketiah was in the gallery. It's not sustainable.
Politics. That is strategy.
Yeah, but it is politics without integrity.
So that's Kweku Bako ending the excerpt from Newsfile on Saturday. The bit about Aban Bagbin, the revelation by Apenyo Marking. There was a portion where some judge had said that the minority chief whip had sent him a message saying that was bad faith. And that they were not expected to reveal anything that had happened in that meeting. So I guess we will be seeing fallout of the events on Newsfile on Saturday. The bit about the e-levy also. It's interesting that Haruna Idrisu says 1% is good, but the minority insists. And some judge did indicate that Haruna was on it with them, and that what they want is a total scrapping of that e-levy. But 6 died, several injured in fatal accident. We're getting really close to Christmas, and this accident that happened near Sige was rather very gory, killing 6 people instantly.
Well, let's get to the fine line talking about the e-levy. 1% e-levy, 300 cities, free transfer acceptable. Haruna Idrisu, from that particular statement that he made. But you've heard Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, you've heard other members of the minority also saying Haruna still stands with them, 0 they say. But at that point he said that, and even, on Wednesday, Haruna Idrisu had made the point that, look, because ISA, that's the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research of the University of Ghana, had indicated that a 0.5% to 1% would be acceptable. And so government should be considering that. But Parliament commits to resolve 2022 budget. AMPA's Peace Council. Chief of Staff calls for national dialogue on social protection financing. And my government's record in agriculture impressive, thanks to productivity improvement initiatives, President Akufo-Addo. And Ghana stands ready to support vaccine production in Africa.
Quickly, I'll go through the Business and Financial Times. The front page headlines: land ownership impeding youth from cocoa farming, as 65% of cocoa lands belong to those aged between 50 and 65. High tariffs, cost of credit, top business concerns in first half, and this was contained in a survey by the Institute of Economic Affairs. And here's one that we've been telling you about. We will accept e-levy at 1% with 300 Ghana cedis threshold. It's attributed to the minority, but the minority will say that was Haruna Idrisu independently saying that because the minority is not in on this.
Let's get to the new crusading guide for today. And Omicron COVID-19 travel ban on African countries unacceptable. That's according to President Akufo-Addo. And fallen pylon cause of Kumasi power cuts, not Ghana gas. Let's deal with waste in sustainable manner. That's according to Dr. Siang, and time-use manner. That's according to Dr. Siang Ejapong, urging world leaders, chairman of the Jospon Group of Companies. Mali confers highest national award on National Security Coordinator. And there's a story here that says MP on property grabbing spree. And it says that a member of parliament whose political affiliation name would be shelved for the time being has on the quiet playing it safe while amassing wealth, even though he touts himself as a socialist. And we're told the MP, a former deputy minister, is on a property grabbing spree, and there's no proper record of him as someone who had worked outside of politics to merit such opulent display of wealth. Well, the name isn't mentioned here. That's on the front page. That's on page 10 of the weekend of the new crusading guide.
All right, page 3 of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Very bizarre story of a 41-year-old self-styled prophet who shot his brother-in-law and one other woman who had come for counseling. Very strange.
Why
The
did he shoot
victims
them?
are in critical condition. It is unknown. They're currently on admission at the hospital receiving treatment, and the pastor is also on the run as the police have embarked on a manhunt for his arrest. Okay.
Sad one. I'm just confused, Omavi. Why would anybody want to do that?
It's strange.
And more so a pastor killing. Oh, anyway. Let's move on to other stories.
Yeah, but it sounds like he's had some issues with his wife. So, but I don't see how that can lead to you shooting somebody else, and especially when they had come for counseling. All right, let's do some front page stories of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Deal with waste management in sustainable, timely manner. Dr. Ejapong urges world leaders, and NPC urges consensus building in Parliament to resolve 2022 budgets on pass. And then on COVID-19 Omicron variant travel ban, President raps global community for targeting African countries. He's been speaking alongside the President of South Africa on this call. Ghana has not been banned. There are some African countries who have been banned by the European Union, the United Kingdom, the US, and we're totally against that.
Yeah, well, you see, the point is...
South Africa didn't even discover Omicron.
Yeah,
It was detected somewhere in Netherlands.
well, I mean, initially they said it was detected in Botswana, and evidence would indicate that. But you see, the point is, Mamavi, for me, the point is, beyond all the travel ban, we have agreed that COVID-19 has come to stay with us. And so, yes, we've been advising people to go for the vaccines. But as it stands now, because not everyone has gone for the vaccine, there will be mutations of the virus. And once these things are happening, the question is, do you ban a country just because that country has a new variant of COVID-19 because you have it in your country too. And in other jurisdictions, I mean, there are lots of people getting, infected by the new variant. Anyway, let's get to the Daily Statesman.
We thought we were in this together, but apparently not.
Well, the Daily Statesman says our record is remarkable. Akufo-Addo touts government's performance in agri sector. Majority Leader 1% e-levy is acceptable, and transport operators asked to reject sit-down strike rumors. Ghana gas not connected to Ashanti region power challenges. And the back page, I was surprised to see Masuaku scores bizarre win as West Ham beat leaders Chelsea. And we also know that Manchester United started the Ralph Rangnick era with a victory. One-goal project over Crystal Palace. And I heard some persons saying that Jordan Ayew played very well on the day, particularly after missing that glorious opportunity. But let's get to our online news review brought to us by Zenith Bank. In your best interest, Goyle Good Energy and Enterprise Life. No matter how much you make for a living, Enterprise Life has life solutions carefully crafted for you. Enterprise Life, your advantage.
And Goyle is still rewarding its prepaid Go Card customers with 2 pesos discount per litre on fuels. You also enjoy discount on lubricants at Goyle stations nationwide. Elevate your goodness by joining Goyle Go Club today and enjoy up to 3 pesos per litre discount on fuel, amazing discount on lubricant purchases, free life insurance cover provided by My Life Insurance. You can accrue and contribute loyalty points to a social group to fund an approved CSR project, and above all, you get to enjoy exclusive Goyle branded campaign gifts. So join the Go Club by visiting Goyle stations or offices. You can visit their website, registration.goyle.com.gh, as well as their social media platforms. Goyle Good Energy. What's online?
But before we get online, do you know that you can drive your dream Suzuki or Mitsubishi car with CFAO and Zenith Bank Auto Finance Solution? Well, now you know. Simply talk to us. If you're an individual, a salary earner, or a corporate organization, this offer comes with an attractive minimum deposit, fixed interest rate, and favorable repayment terms. Your dream to own a car can be your reality today. Call us today on 0302 680 884 or 054 2000 111. For further details, terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. And let's get to myjoyonline.com. Commercial drivers to embark on indefinite strike from today, Monday. We're told when listening to the 6 a.m. news, Mami, AC Thompson was talking about how she went to the Tema station and, they were not working, but she's been told that they're being asked to, resume work. Also on myjoyonline.com, legislative hooliganism affecting Parliament. That's according to Kweku Bako.
Let's bring you the BBC News. It's brought to you by Fidelity Bank, Believe With Us, and Seti Brothers.
Enterprise alive and see we are moving. Aye, we are cruising. Forward China from Enterprise Life. Jema one shamo. Now we're done at the crowd. Dream big with us. You for dream big. Go on, dream big with us. Dream big with us.
Enterprise,